Well, I'm certainly proud of our defense. I thought they played a great first half and made some big stops. Had a big stop on fourth down in the second half. Kept us in the game. They were the reason we were able to win a football game. But just the whole team, toughness and resiliency, and to get that last fourth down on 4th and 1, which we needed to win the football game. That was a big play. Now, there's a lot of things happening in the game I'm disappointed about. I'd like to wish it could have changed right there on the spot, but give Holy Cross credit. They got a good team. They're well coached. They're physical. At quarterback is dynamite. He's as good a runner at quarterback as we faced. He's really good. Big play of the game, obviously, was the punt block in the first drive. And Coach Saturnio, our special teams coordinator, did a great job of really putting our guys in position, and they did. It was a nice job executing. Jabril Williams, who's blocked punts here before, he's come off the edge and blocked a punt. He was right down Main Street today, and just really a gutsy block, because when you're running right at the punter, there's that chance you're going to rough him, and he knew he could get it and smothered the kick. It was heads up by Medozi scooping that thing up and running it in. So glad to get a win. We needed it certainly to win 2 in a row was big for us, but we got to get back to the drawing board tomorrow. Coastal Carolina is a great football team, very, very talented football team, and we're going to have a great effort next week to win. So we'll enjoy this one and get back to it.
Go ahead, Ken.
Coach, congratulations. Just a game, Leo Lowen played another 12 tackles, and on the first drive, he gets a sack on the Holy Cross quarterback that sets up the punt that was blocked. And then the next drive out, he gets another sack that set up the fumble recovery by Jackson Powell. I mean, just incredible play.
Those are both really good plays. And he was around the football a lot today. I think he had double-digit tackles, and that's two weeks in a row. But he just prides himself on fitting where he's supposed to and being in the right position. And he doesn't make every tackle, but he makes a bunch of them for us. And he's done a really good job this year as a captain and helping keep that defensive unit focused.
Bryson Daly, again, a strong running game, 83 yards, 4 yards a carry. And then also the 69-yard pass to Casey Reynolds, unfortunately stepped out. What was the thought on the 4th and 1 play? You let Bryson run it, said maybe giving it to a fullback.
There at the end, you're saying?
Yeah.
That play has been a good play for us. By having the quarterback carry it, we get an extra blocker, so the running back's able to either lead or take a guy off the edge, and so it's been a good short yardage play for us. And he's such a strong runner. He breaks a lot of tackles. He's able to move the pile. He's a little bit like a fullback, and he puts his shoulder down and runs the ball like that. So we just felt confident in that call and having him carry it.
And just as I asked Bryson, you got the pitch play going today to Tyrell Robinson at least 3 times. So it didn't seem like Holy Cross was even expecting it. They weren't guarding the outside.
They did a pretty good job stringing us out a couple of times. And we just kept getting out there toward the perimeter, and finally he pitched it at the end. He had one to Markel down our sideline, which is a good gain. But then a couple times where they sniffed it out pretty good. They're a good defense, and I thought they did a good job defending us today. But we hit a couple plays, and getting the touchdown and going up 14-0 was that was big. And obviously we needed an offensive touchdown there in the first half. I would have liked to have gotten one off of that long pass that we threw to Casey, and that's probably the drive that I'm most disappointed in, and probably, frankly, most embarrassed about. That we get the ball at the 1-yard line, and we walk it in on first down. We got a holding call, 3 on the day. And then we take it back, we get it back down to the 1-yard line, and we got 3 cracks from the 1, we don't get it in. And we pride ourselves in those situations of getting the ball in there, and we didn't do it. I'm really disappointed, but our defense did a great job. They had the ball at the 1-yard line too, and went for the pop pass there at the very end. Jabari made a big heads-up play and knocked it out. It and that's the difference in the game. They probably beat us if they get that touchdown.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Seth.
The offense, I guess the struggle is the goal line today, but what do you think is missing in the offense to get you guys where you want to be? Are the penalties holding you back a little bit or no?
Well, the penalties did. They told me I think we had 7 drives today. So 3 of those there were holding penalties on. We didn't score on either or any of the 3. The one was down there on the goal line. We punted on one that wasn't a holding penalty. We scored on one, kicked field goal on another, took a knee on the last one. So the penalties really hurt us. A couple of times we had a chance to throw to some uncovered receivers. You know, that the pass to Josh Lingenfelter there at the end. On the first drive, we had the wheel route, and we didn't hit T-Rob, and we had to punt the ball there. You know, there's some opportunities there to hit some plays, and so I don't know. I don't know what's missing. If I knew, I'd fill in the hole and correct it. But we're trying to run the ball and run the zone, and they did a good job getting off blocks and kind of muddying up the water in there, trying to add the back end as a blocker and run the quarterback. Give them credit, they did a good job. We had on the field goal drive, we had to play that on I think it was 3rd down, maybe 2nd down. We ran a quarterback counter, and we got the whole edge, and Bryson just stuck his nose up in there and you know, could have continued out and probably run it like a sweep play, which is the way it was designed. And he was, I think, adamant about trying to just get the first down. That one might walk in there for a touchdown. So there's some plays out there that if we had them back and did a better job blocking them up and able to complete a couple passes, then maybe it's a different story. But I'm just glad we had enough to win.
Coach, congratulations on the win. As I'm walking down here, I said, maybe this is an ugly win. Then I said, maybe it's 2 hard-nosed teams going at each other. What do you think?
That's a good football team. You know, that's a team that lost by 3 to Boston College in the opening game. They won 12 games a year ago, the same quarterback. They won 6 ball games this year. They lost to Boston College and us. They lost to Harvard, who's got a good team, and lost to Lafayette. And so they got good players. They got good coaches. And they got a good football team. And we knew they would. I knew they'd be tough and tough to beat. I think their quarterback run game is as good as anybody we faced. I mean, that reminded me a little bit of the kid from Boston College, the way he ran the ball. The kid's good. And I'm sure that probably he had some opportunities in the transfer portal. At least I'm told he did a year ago to go to Power 5 schools. He certainly played at that level. And credit to them, they're able to keep him and does a good job for him. So it was 2 tough, rugged football teams, and give them credit. They got a good team. I think just slugging it out.
You won the turnover battle again today.
We did. That made a difference in the game for sure. As I mentioned, the pick by who was it down there? Q. Yeah, stepped in front of that. That was a big play because they're going to get points there. It's an opportunity for a touchdown or a field goal. So, yes, I'm glad we were able to do that.
Jeff, then John.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win today. I was hoping we could talk a little bit about the special teams out there because you have the punt block, and Cooper Allen has a strong day punting, one inside the 20 and averaged 42 on 3 attempts today. So what can you say about the role special teams played in today's win?
It was obviously the punt block was the difference in the football game. To get off to a 7-0 start like that, without that punt block, maybe we don't win the game. Cole Talley kicked off and did a really good job. You know, the last kickoff, there was a really strong wind coming from the scoreboard toward the building, and he ripped it and put it about 8 yards deep in the end zone. And Cooper did a good job. There was one time where they gave us pressure, and right side and he was close to it, but a couple times they were in punt safe. They left their defense out on the field. And so he was able to take his time and get off a good kick. And so that was, he did a good job with it.
And Holy Cross gets in your territory today, 6 out of 8 drives today, but you only allowed 2 touchdowns. So what was the key? What did you think of the way your team bared down once they got to the cusp of the red zone, once they started to press forward a little bit?
Yeah, it's frustrating to see them go down there and get on that side of the field and, get a little anxious because they get close to scoring. But the defense just came up with some plays. And we talked about it, I think, last game. Just said, it's not pretty all the time. It's a little bit of a bend, don't break mentality. But, it worked out. The guys made enough plays and kept them out of the end zone. Got some turnovers. And it was great, like I said, at the very beginning here when I stepped in here. It was a great effort by our defense. They kept us in the game.
Final one for me. What can you say about your team's ability to, as you said, quote unquote, win ugly?
Well, I thought it was beautiful because we've been on the other side of victory far too often this year, and that's miserable. I can tell you. And they're a good football team. I knew they would be, and they are a good football team. So we beat a good team today, and outsiders looking in, think, oh gosh, it's an FCS program. Well, you can take a poll in here when our guys come in here for the team meeting tomorrow and have guys put their hands up. How many guys have scholarship offer at Holy Cross? Wouldn't be too many hands going up. Go ask the same question their team meeting tomorrow. How many guys in here had an offer from Army? There'd be a lot of hands going up. This is what it is. I mean, it's not like when we've won games here, it's not always been where we just boat race somebody out of the stadium. And we're hanging on for dear life. We're stopping fourth down plays, and we're stopping 2-point conversions, and we're winning in overtime. And when we've had really good years, we've won a lot of those close ones. And this is a good football team, a talented team. And so our guys to be able to find a way to win, I think was fantastic. And it's really a good win for our program, especially being 3-6 going into this weekend. We'll have to play a lot better next week. We will. Coastal Carolina is very talented. They got a great quarterback, and they're a well-coached football team, and they're having a great year. So it's going to take a tremendous effort next week, but we'll try to gather what we can from the win today, what was good, what we can fix, and try to get it fixed. And there's plenty to fix, but there's some good too.
Appreciate your time and insight. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Go ahead, John.
Coach, in last week and in past years, you've talked about the extra intensity of the CIC games. Today was a home game on Veterans Day. Was there any extra intensity today?
Oh, I don't know that there was extra intensity because it was Veterans Day. It's every day is Veterans Day around here. I mean, everybody that works on this campus is tied to our men and women that serve. We've got a great number of men and women who are on active duty right now that are administrators, they're professors, part of our staff, tactical officers. So there's veterans here every day, and we appreciate the opportunity to represent our men and women that serve. We wear their colors every day, and so it's with a tremendous amount of pride that we run onto the field carrying the American flag and wearing the uniform that we share with our men and women that serve. So our guys, I think if you ask any Army unit that's fighting together, they're fighting for the other people in the unit. There's pride in country and the bigger picture stuff, but it's really, when it comes down to it, it's the people you've built relationships with, and you fight alongside of them, and you fight to win with them. And our guys do too. They fight with their teammates and for their teammates. But we also are very aware that we represent something much bigger than ourselves. Not just a university, which we do, and our graduates, our long gray line, which we do, but over 1 million men and women who currently serve on active duty in the military our Army reservists, and every man and woman that's worn that uniform, our veterans, those that have put themselves in harm's way and have served under the red, white, and blue. It's a privilege and an honor for us to do that all the time. So it's not, we don't sit in team meetings and sing patriotic songs. We got a job to do, but I know our guys are proud and particularly just happy to win on Veterans Day, and hopefully that our men and women that have served and currently serve are watching a team they can be proud of.
We're going to do 2 on Zoom. Go Black Knights. Charles, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Coach, and congratulations on the win today. Tough game.
Thank you, Charles.
No pun intended, but the special teams play kicked off your scoring for the day. But I'd like to ask you about Quinn's kicking performance this season, which also was on display today.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about his performance along with the confidence you have in him, particularly in clutch situations?
He's having a really good year. Obviously, there was some kicks a year ago that he that really bugged him. The Troy game, missing the kicks there. But he come back and he kicks two clutch field goals in the Army-Navy game and helps us win that football game. 3 really big kicks last week against Air Force. Those were important for us in the victory. And then today, that's a big kick into the wind. I mean, it was down there on the field. I don't know what it was like, but I could see the flags. They were sticking straight out when he went out there to kick that ball. And so it was a great kick, and he's developed physically and just mentally. He's really gained a lot of confidence. Coach Saturnio, I can't say enough for the job he does with those guys and building their confidence and helping them get in a great mental space to be able to do their job, because that's a lonely place out there when you're the kicker, the snapper, the holder. Everybody's going to notice a mistake. So he does a really good job of helping those guys. But I'm proud of Quinn. It was a big kick again today.
And my follow-up and final question, on a couple of cases, you went to the traditional option setting, quarterback under center, which probably surprised the Holy Cross staff as well as some Army fans, which obviously leads to the possibility of seeing the ball distributed a little bit more. Is this something that is part of the maturation of the offense, and should we anticipate more of that going forward as close out the season?
We thought that might help us. That we hadn't run any under center players all year, and we thought maybe we could pop a couple of those in there and force them to change gears a little bit from the way that they were defending us in the gun to an under center defense. We had the wheel route. That was the first play that we ran from under center and tried to throw it to T-Rob, and it was a little bit out in front of him and inside. But we had him open, ran the toss, ran a trap in there. So just some things that were a little more fast hitting. And so I don't know. I don't know if that's something we'll continue to do. It just felt like today that was a way that we could catch them off guard a little bit.
Thanks, Coach, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Charles.
Last one, Matt, Herb FM radio, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, Matt Tricanelli, Herb FM Sports Radio, and first of all, congrats with the win and everything. And you guys have a tremendous defense, so if you can just talk about that goal line stand that you guys had defensively and how that changed the trajectory of the game. Thanks.
The defense has played really well the last 2 games, and they have played pretty tremendous the last 2 weeks. They haven't played tremendous all year long, but they played pretty well the last couple of weeks. And the goal line stand was huge, as I mentioned earlier. Without that goal line stand, I'm not sure we won the game. They probably beat us. So it's a big play. There's some good stops on the run game, and then they went with the pop pass. And when I saw that guy slip behind us, I said something I won't repeat, but Jabari Moore came from the opposite side of the formation, recognized it, and just made a great play. It was a huge stop. And then just to be able to get the ball off the goal line like we did and get a first down and give ourselves a little breathing room. That's a really big turn of events there.
Last question, Dylan, do you have one for Coach? Go ahead.
Is there anything that you can think that your team can improve on?
Dylan, there's not enough time in the afternoon for me to tell you all the things we could improve on. But I'll be ready for your suggestions, so you can write them all down for me. Maybe we can work on that stuff. I'm glad you're here, buddy.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Coach.